In today's review, we're going to talk about the best 1S LiPo charger currently that you can get. Guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to talk about, yes, the best 1S charger that you can get for charging your PH 2.0 connectors or your Beta FPV BT 2.0. We're going to look at the ViFly WhoopStor 3, and the V2 was great. Everybody loved that one, and now the V3 is here, and it's making it even better than the V2 with new features. Now, in the past on my channel, I've shown you guys bunches of different ways to charge your 1S batteries. You can choose the one that's best for you, and then you can say it's the best. For me, this VStor is working pretty good. It is bigger than probably my all-time favorite, the eSheen style chargers. These take up to about a 3S battery. This one takes up to a 6S battery and has 3 different power inputs in there. We're going to talk about that a little bit later. You can also use a balanced parallel board that comes out of one of these XT60s, and then you could charge up to about 12 different 1S batteries on each terminal on, say, something like a D6 Duo Pro. It's kind of a large charger to do that on, but you can get those little balance lead chargers that come off and make this work for 1S. So that is also an option, a more expensive option, but this is kind of the do-all charger. Now, if you are looking for the best lightweight charger, I would say that the WhoopStor 3 is not the lightest in the bunch, but it does have the most features. It's 142.4 grams on the scale, and I'm just going to go ahead and, for fun, we're going to weigh one of these eSheen chargers, that kind of my all-time 6-up 1S chargers. That one weighs in at close to 43 grams. Now, the WhoopStor 3 does have 6 different ports here. These are all in parallel, so technically you shouldn't plug in 2 different types of batteries and charge them at the same time. I guess you could, but it would split up the voltage, and then I guess you'd be charging say 12 batteries at once, but I don't recommend that. I would plug in one for each port as you go and charge from there. Now, this one also does storage charge as well, which is a really nice thing. Most of these 1S chargers, they don't do storage charge. So if you want to do that after you've flown your batteries and you're going to put them away for a long time, say for the spring and summer, usually Whoop season's in the winter, so most people will kind of storage charge their 1S batteries if you can. But the cool thing is that you can with this one. With these, you cannot. This is just a charger, and it will leave them at the maximum capacity. Now, what I love about this charger is it does have an XT60 input, anywhere all the way up to 6S. So we have a voltage input range there on XT60 from 2S to 6S. You can't power it by 1S, obviously, but that's nice for DC input. You also have a 12-volt barrel plug connector here, and the PD 3.0 USB-C port right here for charging from a power bank. That's kind of a nice option for this charger. And you probably did notice the venting along the sides here, and this side has a full-size fan in it as well. So on this one, these style, you only have a heat sink and a little bit of venting here, but no physical fan. So I love that this does have a physical fan and plenty of venting on the sides. Okay, so let's go ahead and try out a 6S battery. The older version, the V2, was not rated for 6S, but people were doing it anyway, and this one is actually rated for an up to 6S LiPo. So we're just going to go ahead and plug in one of my 6S LiPos. I can't believe I'm doing this, but we see the load up screen, the version there, and hopefully we can do firmware updates by this USB-C port on the side as well. So we have a few different things here to be able to control our terminals here. We have start, stop, current set, and voltage set buttons. So if we press this current set button, up in the top left corner there, you'll see it change up to 1.3 amps. So that's pretty high. If you're charging, say, a 300 milliamp battery, you should probably charge it around 0.3 amp. Just to be safe, you can do a quicker charge by 1.5, but I'm not sure I would go all the way up to something like 1.3. That seems like a lot of voltage for such a small battery, and you might end up puffing your batteries or having a fire if you charge with too much voltage. So I'm going to put this about 1.3 and go ahead and put a battery there. We can also change the voltage set for what type of LiPo you're charging. If you're charging, say, a LiPo, you want to do 4.2. If you're charging an HV battery, you want to do 4.35. So right now it says 3.85 volt. We're going to put that up to 4.2. That's standard LiPo. Press it again, 4.35. And now I can plug in my PH 2.0 connector right here. And I'm going to hit start, stop. And now we should see long press. That will make us start to charge. And so you can see right there, it has our in voltage right there, 4.35 volt, and right now it's currently charging at 0.4 amp. And it also shows us where we're at right there on our charge. We're at 3.8 volt, 88 volts. So kind of small, hard to read. You might need your glasses with this screen. I wish the screen was maybe just a little bit bigger, but it is nice that it has a screen on there versus this one, on the other hand, that just is kind of has a little tiny LED light. It lights up when it's charging and it goes out when it's charged. Pretty simple, and you don't have to push start stop. So we can go ahead and get another one here and plug that one in. Let's just see if that one automatically starts charging. Yes, so once you have one on here and you press start, this whole entire strip of ports here will start to automatically charge everybody that's plugged in. So I have 4 of these batteries. I'm just going to go ahead and put all 4 of them on there. And now we're charging all 4. And you can see on the screen right there that yes. And now we're putting voltage into each one of these batteries. And I wonder if we can turn up the voltage as we're doing this. Just test that voltage set. I can't change the voltage of the battery, but I wonder if I can turn up the current. Long press it. That stops it. Press it again. That starts it. What about a long press? So yeah, push to start and stop. And it's not letting me change the current until I press stop. So that's something to note there. I'm going to put it back to 0.3, and we're going to finish the charge on these 4 batteries. There we go. And also the minimum input power on this charger is 40 watts. So you'll need something that has at least 40 watt coming out to be able to power this up. I think it's great that it has a built-in fan with venting. And I also think it's super cool that they have BT 2.0 for all my beta FPV batteries, because these other chargers don't have BT 2.0 on there. So they do have this ET 2.0, but they don't have any type of BT 2.0. So I always have to go find a beta FPV charger. So it's kind of cool to be able to have the 2 most popular connection plugs on here on this charger. So WhoopStor 3, yeah, is it the best 1S charger out there? I'll leave that for you to decide. So you can check out my link in the video description. If you grab one of these, you like it, and you want to use it for Whoop season this year, that'd be awesome. You can use my link, and it definitely benefits the channel. So I appreciate you watching again, as always. And be sure to subscribe, because we have tons of new RC reviews coming out. Planes, quads, and FPV wings. We have some cool stuff coming your way. I'm Justin Davis, guys. Take care. I'll see you on the next one.